Whew. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mina. I'm a culinary school grad and a former professional cook, and we usually do low calorie, high protein recipes here. And if you're not new here, hi. I know it's been a while. It's been probably over 2 months now since we've actually made a real recipe video, and you might also notice that we're back in the old kitchen. The lease was up on my last place and I didn't really like the kitchen, so until we get a nice place, we're gonna be back in this kitchen. Today we're making chicken and rice, but not in a boring way like you always see in a meal prep kind of way. We're making a halal style chicken and rice. And if you're from the East Coast, I'm sure you've had it at some point in your life. You were probably drunk, it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was probably delicious. This time we're gonna cut back as much as we can on the bad decisions. We're gonna make a healthier version, a not so fatty, not so calorie dense version. We're gonna make rice too, rice that's not boring. I'm gonna show you how to cook rice the right way. I know rice is one of those things that a lot of people have trouble with. It's either too dry, or it's not fluffy, or it's too sticky. So today we're making basmati rice, and it's not gonna be sticky. We're not going for sticky rice this time. I've made rice before on the channel, and it was really that sticky kind of rice, and that's what I was looking for in that application. It was jasmine rice, and I didn't rinse my rice. I know it's crazy, but I didn't rinse my rice, but that's because I wanted sticky rice. This time we are going to rinse the rice. We want a fluffier rice, so we want to wash away all the starches that are on the rice grain. This can be meal prepped, really easy to be meal prepped. You can just cook a lot of chicken thighs ahead of time. You can also do this with chicken breast if you want, but I'm going with chicken thighs. They have a little bit of flavor, and they were just cheaper right now. And we're also gonna trim most of the fat off the chicken thighs, so they're really not gonna have as much fat as they do. If you cook it straight up from the package, it usually has a lot of fat just surrounding the chicken thigh. So we're just gonna trim all that up, and we're gonna be left with minimal to no fat. And of course, you can't have a halal style chicken and rice without white sauce. We're gonna make our own version of white sauce. Use this white sauce on anything you want. You can make a big batch of it, leave it in the fridge, leave it in a bottle, in a whatever, and just squirt it on everything. Last, and maybe least, is the tomatoes and the lettuce that you get on the side of it. I'm gonna be honest, most of the time that I get a chicken rice platter, I don't ask for salad. Just old wilted lettuce and just old tomatoes that are about to go bad and they smell horrible. So I skip those usually. But we're gonna cut some fresh lettuce and some fresh tomatoes, and we're gonna season them a little bit too. So it's gonna be a step up from the just old tomatoes and lettuce that you see. And while I have you here, if you go to Jack Factory and get anything off their website using code MINA, you will get a discount of 15% right now. So make sure that you use that for any protein, any greens, any supplements, any creatine, anything that you might need, use code MINA, and thank you for the support. I do wanna see what you guys have in mind, what you wanna see done, what kind of recipes you wanna see done, what kind of recipes you wanna see made into high protein recipes. So please let me know in the comments what kind of recipes you still wanna see.
Remember to keep a wet paper towel underneath your cutting board. It's gonna keep it from sliding away.
And here I have about 2 pounds. It's just over 2 pounds. You're gonna get your chicken thigh, you're gonna spread it out like this, and then you're gonna see fat on the 2 sides of it. So we're gonna come here with the knife, get this part off, turn it around, do the same thing here, but you don't wanna take meat off. Taking as little meat off as possible. Those are the main 2 parts, and then I just like to check inside here. Sometimes there's a little chunk of fat that I don't like. And if there's any more pieces here on the side, I'll just get rid of them. Remember, a little bit of fat is okay. It's what's gonna keep it nice and juicy. And it should look like this afterwards.
To marinate the chicken, we're gonna start with some Lite Mayo, some garlic powder, decent amount. Remember here I have 2 pounds. This recipe's for 1 pound, so I'm doubling. Oregano, some Aleppo pepper. This is optional, but it's great. You should have it. Turmeric, salt. Oh, we got it. And a splash of pickle juice.
If you haven't tried these before, these are probably the best store-bought pickles that I've ever tried. The Grillo's pickles, I got them from Costco. Check them out. Not sponsored, obviously, just really good pickles. And as always, freshly cracked, please.
And let these sit for at least half an hour. probably the best part of this recipe. Some fat-free sour cream, some Lite Mayo, vinegar, parsley, garlic powder, and dill. This is optional, but really good again. And sugar or sweetener, it doesn't matter. Salt, and of course,
freshly cracked, please.
And just a couple splashes of water. This is not hot, just room temp water. And for easy squirting, you can put it in a squeeze bottle, but completely optional. To start off the rice, we're gonna need some onions and garlic. If you don't know how to chop an onion, I have a very detailed video on it. I'll link it up there, go watch it. But here is a quick version. You're gonna make some horizontal cuts, and you're gonna make some vertical cuts, and you're gonna turn around, chop the other way. You're gonna get some nice, beautiful, small onion dice. You don't want huge chunks of onion here in your rice. I'm gonna do the same idea with the garlic. We're gonna make horizontal, and then we're gonna make vertical cuts, and then we're gonna slice them up to get beautiful, beautiful, small, tiny pieces of garlic. Again, I have a very extreme, detailed video on this. I'm gonna link it up there. It'll show you everything that you need to know on how to do this. You can always use non-stick spray here, but I'm using a tiny bit of oil to sweat the onions and the garlic because we really need it for the turmeric and to get the flavors out. So we got onions, garlic, salt, pepper, and then we're gonna wash our rice this time because we want fluffy rice. We're washing all the starches off of it. Once the onions and the garlic are soft, drop your turmeric in there and then drop your washed rice and make sure it's all coated with turmeric. Everything is nice and coated, and then we wanna toast the rice just for a few minutes. You can use any kind of broth here that you have, but I didn't have any on hand, so I'm just using water. And this is optional, but drop a bay leaf in there for some more flavor in your rice. Once the rice comes up to a boil, we're gonna go ahead and cover it and then turn your heat down all the way to low, the lowest that your stove can possibly go. And just leave your rice there for about 20 minutes or so, or until all the water has evaporated. Then turn it off and set it off the heat and leave it for 10 minutes. Don't touch it, don't open it, just leave it, don't touch it for 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes are up, go ahead and open up the rice and grab a fork and lightly fluff your rice. This is a very important step. Please don't skip this step if you want really nice fluffy rice. So we're just gonna go through the whole pot with the fork and just make sure that it's all fluffed. The salad is pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna chop up some lettuce, some tomatoes. I decided to take the seeds out of the tomatoes and cut them into strips. I just like the way they look, and I didn't want seeds in there. And we're seasoning them with some salt, pepper, and vinegar.
Freshly cracked, please.
And if you have a cast iron pan, this is the time to bring it out. We want a screaming hot pan, whether it be a cast iron or not, it should be screaming hot. I had my chicken in there for about 6 to 8 minutes on each side. If you want to be more on the safe side, just go with 8 minutes. These are chicken thighs, so they take longer to dry out. The fun part of this whole thing, we're just gonna build the platter now. And I like to cube my chicken. You can cut it how you want. I just like cubed chicken. I think it works well here. Plop the salad. And go as crazy as you want with the white sauce. It's gotta be extra white sauce. If you know, you know, you gotta get extra white sauce every time. Hot sauce is optional, but you know, you gotta get the extra white sauce.
Looks pretty similar to what you would get from any kind of a halal style cart. I did use some hot sauce here. You know I love the Valentina. Let me just start off with the salad because I never really liked their salad, so I just want to try this. I mean, it already had a little bit of flavor because of the vinegar, the salt, and the pepper, but a white sauce on there. Some rice with the chicken now. And I have to say, the container here is a big part of the experience, but it just kind of hits different when you're using a plastic fork though. I don't know. You know, it's kind of like how you can't eat Chipotle with a regular fork. It's got to be the plastic fork. It's just the same thing. Oh man. Tastes like drunk, bad mistakes, like bad decisions late at night. It's great. If you're not going to make anything else here, make the sauce, but I know you're probably going to make that chicken. You can use that same marinade to marinate any chicken breasts, any chicken thighs, any really chicken that you want to meal prep. And the rice is so fluffy. You just have to make this. And this is another one of those recipes where it's a crowd-pleasing recipe, where it's just real food. There's real food that anyone is gonna love this. Literally anybody. needs chicken and rice and vegetables. The calories for the chicken, the rice, and the sauce will be on the screen right now. So that's all of the sauce, all of the chicken, and all of the rice. So depending on how you want to split this up, it's gonna vary how big your meal is, how much rice, how much protein you want in there. It's really just gonna depend on the macros that you want. And that's gonna do it for today's video. That's all I have. I really just wanna go and finish the rest of this. Drop in the comments what you want to see in the next videos, what recipes you have on your mind that you want to see me make or you want to see me recreate, just any other video ideas even that you have that are not recipes. And don't forget to follow Instagram. Instagram is where you'll see all the updates. You receive the day-to-day things, and I'm much more active on Instagram than I am on YouTube, but that's going to change. We're going to be back on YouTube. There's going to be regular videos coming, regular recipes. So let me know again in the comments what you want to see, what kind of videos, what kind of recipes specifically, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.